Um, Sorry about that. So in this video, I would like to show you all how to pray in power. Some may know, some may not. And what I've done for the last 2 days, I've shown I've watched together with whoever watched it with me this video by Greg Braden called The Divine Matrix. And in that video, it's 4 hours long. We did 2 hours one day, 2 hours the next day. And in that video, he broke down the science and the biblical text. And he went over like how they connect and how to pray in power for healing and to cure diseases and things like that. And we're going to practice that prayer tonight. So I'll just tell you a bit of what he said and then we'll get started. So the formula of this prayer is also still in the scriptures today. He showed missing um how do I say it? Missing text from John, and he was showing that they left what they edited some of this stuff out, and he showed the missing pieces in John when it came to prayer. And he also went inside the Gospel of Thomas and showed some scriptures in there too. I think verse 106 and 48, 46. Anyway, we can find it later. But he showed how these verses all help with the prayer in order to move mountains, as it says you can in the Bible. With I think it said as long as your faith is as small as the size of a mustard seed, or if it is, you can still do it. But he showed the missing pieces, and we're gonna connect it all together in a practice the prayer. So it works with, well, the way it works is he said that you have to marry your thoughts with your beliefs. And then he said that the feeling is the prayer. So we're going to do that. But also, I did have a scripture pulled up I was going to show because it's in the Bible too. But I just didn't know in depth about this type of prayer. But it is but it's missing pieces too. I think it's in John, as a matter of fact. Oh, I had to put it up on my other computer. Well, I can get scriptures, I guess, later, but we'll get started because I really felt like I needed to do this. So I'm gonna show you how I do it. So in the beginning, I used to pray certain ways, but and when I watched this video and learned how this prayer goes, it helped me heal myself. So I did want to share that with you all because I had a sore throat. My throat was well, that was one of the things. At the time, my throat was feeling like it was closing up, and I thought I was gonna have to go to the hospital, like my mom had to, for it. And I believe I had strep throat. Um, but I practiced that prayer, and I I did it, and I went to go. I started boiling eggs, and eggs take about an hour to cook. And so while I was waiting for the eggs, I went and did the prayer. And let's see, within the first hour, I started to feel it working and it healing. And in less than 3 hours, my throat had completely, it was completely healed by that prayer. And this is a very powerful prayer. Once you learn it and try it and experience it, you'll know. So, by the way, when I first did this prayer after I watched this video, I went to go practice it. And when I first did it, I had I should have started from the beginning. That's what I should have did. I should have told y'all how I found the video and what I was going through, and then when I practiced it, but I started the other way. So I had just got out of a breakup, and instead of being depressed about it and all that other stuff that you would normally do or sometimes do, I went on YouTube and I found this video, and I watched it. It took me 3 days to finish it because it was 3 to 4 hours long. So when I finished it, I went to go practice it. So I went to my room and I practiced the prayer. And in less than 10 seconds, I was depressed at the time because of my breakup. It healed my depression. It got rid of it in less than 10 seconds. I would really say about 4 to 6 seconds, but I just say less than 10, just to be clear. And so it's a mood changer. It's going to get rid of your anger, your sadness, your depression. And now let's get into it. So 5 minutes and 46 seconds. Jeez. I didn't want to take this long of a I didn't want it to be this long of an intro, but so this is how the prayer goes. So he says that what you have to do if you are sick or if anybody is sick or have any illnesses, you have to accept whatever the sickness is, acknowledge it, accept it for what it is. Once you've done that, I'll give my we'll do me, as an example. So let's say I have I've had head pain, a lot of head pain over the years. Like it was really, really severe at some points. I've had cluster migraines, headaches, migraines, and all. To me, I've had all head pain known to man. So I had everything in that area, and I was going through it very, very bad. I had a fatal headache that almost killed me. So, as an example, I would acknowledge, excuse me, I would acknowledge my head pain, my headaches, my cluster migraines and all head pain. Acknowledge it, and then I need a pillow. Let me get a pillow. Hold on, wait a minute. That needs to work. Just need something to put my elbows on because I got my elbows on my knees. And it ain't feeling too good after a while. So, all right. So you would acknowledge whatever pain you have or whatever issue you're dealing with or somebody's dealing with. And then you would pray for the healing and you would marry your thoughts and your beliefs. And once they are merged together, then you will have a feeling in your heart. So pay attention where your heart is for a feeling. It's going to feel positive. It's going to feel like energy is in your heart. It's going to feel like, well, as I call it, it's going to feel like you're getting increased in spirit. But pay attention to that as the prayer goes on. And when you start to feel that, that's when they say that the prayer is working. They call it the feeling is the prayer. And what you want to do is stay in this feeling until you're completely healed and have faith and don't doubt. That's another formula of prayer. If you doubt, it's not going to happen. And that was my problem for years. I would always doubt as time went on because it was taking so long to heal. But we're going to keep going. So I'm going to show you how I do it. So got this stuff out the way. Here we go. Now, I would always tell people to get comfortable. Getting it, whether you're laying down or sitting down, just get comfortable. Try to get in a spot that you know you're not going to want to move in. But I've done this prayer walking around, so you don't necessarily have to be comfortable. You just want to be in an environment where you can concentrate and focus because you'll see. So here we go. Okay. So for me, my example, let's just say it's going to be for my headaches, my head pain, what I'm dealing with, but we'll switch it up to whatever, and I'll give you different things that you can do in this prayer. And you can cast out demons. You could build you can build spiritual weapons with this prayer, and you can use it in your dreams against enemies or demons that try to attack you in dreams because they always do. You can also use this to build force fields around your entire apartment, entire home, your family's home. You can protect yourself against demons. And what I like to do when I build the force field, I like to keep all evil spirits out for a certain amount of time. It can be 24 hours, 48 hours, a week. I don't do extreme a length of time. Some people like a week. I never done a week, but you can do whatever you want to do. The rules still apply the same. Have faith, don't doubt, create whatever you want to create. Okay, let's go. So this isn't a normal prayer, so I don't start this off the way I start off my other prayers or a regular prayer. So to start this off, what we have to do is reprogram, and we have to convince ourselves until we believe that we're fine from whatever we're dealing with if we're trying to heal ourselves. So if you're in a situation where you're unwhole, unhealthy, sick, diseased, you have to convince yourself and believe and don't doubt that you are fine. You have to reverse it. You have to convince yourself, and once you do, then you will marry your thoughts and beliefs, and then you will have the feeling. And then that is when they say the prayer is working. So what I like to do is I like to imagine a time where I was completely fine, when I was healthy, when I was perfectly fit, when I didn't have any issues, when I was just fine. And you can imagine yourself at a certain location. You can imagine, but find that moment, find that spot in time, and we're gonna manifest it into reality now. We want to bring it to reality now. We want to create a belief that we're just like we were then. We're fine. We're completely fine. Nothing is wrong with us. So I kind of got my image in mind already. It's when I was little, maybe like 8. I don't know, but I was little. Um, Whatever age you were, you get that in your mind. And once you got that in mind, then we'll just focus on believing that you're fine like you were then. So I would tell myself, I would say, I'm fine. I'm fine. And this is one thing that happens every now and then. Once I'm saying this, I repeat it over and over. And every now and then I will have doubt that I'm fine. I don't believe it. So what you have to do is you have to keep saying it and keep asking yourself until you believe you're fine. So what I would do, every now and then I would ask myself, you're fine. I'm going to just do it how I do it. You're fine. You are fine. You are healed. You are healed. Your headaches is gone. You are in no head pain. You have no head pain. And after a while of saying stuff like that, I would ask myself a question to verify that I believe it. So I would say, after a while, I would say, do you believe you're fine? And if I have any doubt, I would ask myself again and again and again, however many times it take until I believe it. Because when you believe it, that's when it starts to work. So I'll ask myself, do you believe you're fine? Currently I believe I'm fine, so I can say yes. And then once I believe it, then I'll go back to saying, you're fine. You're fine. You're whole. You have no head pain. Your headaches are gone. You're fine. You're fine. You are as you were when you were a child. You are healthy. You are whole. You have no head pain. And every now and then I would ask, do you believe you have no head pain? Yes. I believe my head pain is gone. It is gone. And you keep doing that for a while, you'll start to feel better on the inside. You'll start to feel a positive feeling. And I'm going to show you how to cast out demons, because I do this every now and then with this same prayer. And remember, one of the rules are, have faith and don't doubt. Remember that. So, and by the way, once you end this prayer, you still can't doubt. It don't matter if it's 10 minutes after, an hour after, a week after. If you doubt, that messes up the whole thing. Unless what you've asked for has already come to pass, that's different. But if it's something that hasn't happened yet and you doubt, and you messed it up. So try to always stay in faith with what you ask for until it happens. But that was my problem. I lacked faith regarding my healing from my head pain and all that. For a while, I would doubt every now and then, but I know better now. Okay, so this is what I would do when I would want to cast out demons through this type of prayer. Um, every now and then, I've been doing it a lot lately, or I've been doing it a bit lately. I haven't done it like this for a while. It was like I was just casting them out another way. But so what I learned to do, this is something I picked up from not too long after I started walking with God. When I started taking the Bible serious, I started to learn how to control my dreams, and I practiced fighting against. Um, I don't know if this is embarrassing, but I started practicing fighting against all my favorite video game characters, and I tried to fight the devil too. Now I was imagining all of this because I wanted to practice controlling my dreams, and so what I did, I created I guess like a digital self. It's not really a digital self of me, but I created what I was going to look like when I was in my dreams and or in my visions fighting these people. So I thought about what I was going to wear: Air Forces, black and red, or all black, black and red hat, everything detail. And when I was once that was all selected, I believe I had faith and don't doubt it that it was finalized. And when I was imagining myself fighting Raiden from Mortal Kombat, the Thunder God. And the thing about this is similar to movies because everything they do in the movies with special effects and in video games, we can mimic in our dreams and possibly real life, but I haven't done it in real life yet. But I know in dreams, definitely. So for now, we're just going to stick with the dreams. So when I was fighting Raiden in my dreams, I was just imagining myself fighting Raiden. And his teleport, if you ever seen it, his teleport, I mimicked that later on in life in a dream, fighting an evil spirit or something like that. But not right away. But um, one thing about it is you can never die in your thoughts. So you can imagine them killing you, you never die. You just come back. So I was fighting Raiden, and then I I beat him and moved on to. I tried to fight the devil. This was a bad idea, but I tried. In the form of the devil that I tried to fight, I imagined a red dragon. I might need my charger soon for this laptop, by the way, but 28. Okay, well, I'll probably get it in a minute. Um, so when I tried to fight the devil, what I saw a huge hand just coming down from the sky over us, and the hand was coming down very, very slow. And when it touched us, we just fell down. We was done. And I didn't get to fight the devil or finish the devil. That wasn't what I understood from that was it wasn't my job. That wasn't my place. So I ain't trying to fight the devil again. Um, moving on though. So from practicing fighting Raiden and trying to fight the devil, it helped me learn really from Raiden, like abilities to use and that I can create spiritual weapons. Somewhere along this path, I learned that because what I did, I used the prayer to create a spiritual weapon. And I used it in my dreams against, well, I used it in my dreams, I'll put it that way. So with the same prayer, you can create spiritual weapons. And what I did, this is leading up to the casting out demons too. I used the M4, the gun, the M4, and that was my favorite gun. Probably still is, but I just took my favorite gun at the time. I left it all black, didn't change any color on it, anything, just left it all black. I changed the bullets. That's what I did. So what I wanted was an M4 with bullets of light. I didn't know what color, but I know I wanted bullets of light. So what I did, I used a prayer and I imagined what color: green, blue, light blue, golden, the color of the sun. I decided I wanted it to be like the color of the sun. So, or kind of like a candle, kind of like a candle, kind of in that, kind of in that area. So I imagined that it would be that color. I selected the color in my mind. And once I got the color, I had faith and didn't doubt and finalized that. I made it possible. And once I did that and I completed the prayer with it and finalized it, that was always a weapon that I could use against anything in my dreams if I wanted to. And I did at one point. So another thing I would do as time went on, I would this is about the force fields and casting out demons. So as time went on, every now and then I would do this. I would imagine what shape I wanted the force field to be: square, rectangle, circle, whatever shape you want it to be. You decide that. Sometimes I went with a circle, sometimes I went with a square or a rectangle or whatever. But we'll just go with a circle. We'll just go with a circle for now. So let's just say we'll use a circle. I want a square actually. We'll use a square. We'll use a square. So you select it, and then you once you got that, you ask what color. Do you want it to be green, blue, black? Um, I have this idea of a purple, misty, kind of fog-like, cloudy form going through the circle, and it's kind of like kind of glowish purple, kind of bright purple, and I wanted to just go all around the circle, and divide itself with a little like a little bit of space in between each purple, misty, or hazy. I think hazy is a good word. Hazy little cloud of whatever's gonna be mist, whatever. Um, and it kind of will be bright purple, kind of glowing a little bit, something like that. So now I got the shape square, got the what I want to be in it, and the color. Yeah, we'll just make that purple. And let's see what else. Yeah, we'll make the outside purple as well. The lines of the square to be more direct and specific. And then what we'll do is we'll put the force field over my apartment. And let me think. And we do the same thing. We have faith and don't doubt that it is complete. It is all around this apartment. So you to verify it, if you want, you can ask yourself, do you believe the force field is complete? And if you doubt, ask yourself again and again and again. If you doubt, and until you believe it, then the force field is complete. Once you complete it, have faith and don't doubt, then you're good. And then what you want to do with the force field, that now that it's around your home or wherever you want it, you want to I do have faith and not doubt, by the way. So I would like to set a time limit. It can be 24 hours, 48, a week. I will try to be reasonable with it though, and cast out any evil spirits that's already in the area or home. And I'll just do 24 hours for now. 24 is good. Okay, so I cast all evil out that is inside this apartment and inside the force field. Any evil spirits that's in here, I would cast them out where they have to leave. They're gone. Any evil spirits that was here cannot come back into this force field until 48 hours. Have faith and don't doubt. Have faith and don't doubt. Any evil spirits that was in here has to leave for 48 hours and cannot return until 48 hours. And once you believe it, done. And just keep having faith, don't doubt. And so that's one way you can create a force field around your home. It's other ways to cast demons out too, but I do that every now and then. And there probably is one more part to this prayer. Heal others, cast out demons, create spiritual weapons. Dang, I think I covered it all. That was in the title. Yeah, I think I covered everything that was in the title. Uh, I don't think I have anything else to cover, but I guess I'll get some scriptures about these this type of prayer. This is a powerful prayer. I didn't do it as long as I would have that I imagined to do it, so I might do it again for longer, but it is a powerful prayer. One of the powerfulest prayers is it the powerfulest prayer right now? Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Okay. Because I remember it was this night, and it almost happened to me again recently. Last night. Almost happened to me last night, but I wasn't doing this prayer. I was doing something that connects with it. I was meditating. I had woke up and I was listening to, can I play it for you? I think I can play it. Wait. I would have to share my screen to play it. Well, I can say it out loud, whatever. So I just got my studio program back and I started using it last night because was it last night or the night before? I think it was the night before. Yes. Anyway, night before, I believe. Yeah, I ain't stay up late last night before. Okay, so I was in there last night and I wanted to do something for a long time, for months. And so I got in my studio and I recorded me saying, have faith and don't doubt. Have faith and don't doubt. And what I imagined, because I did this the day before, 2 days ago, before I did the recording out loud in my car driving. I did it driving. And I think I was saying it in my mind, not out loud. But in my mind, I was saying that have faith and don't doubt. And I learned to pause in between for an echo or a repeat of saying it, which will go like this: have faith and don't doubt. Have faith and don't doubt. It will be another have faith and don't doubt. And I would just keep saying it. Have faith and don't doubt. Have faith and don't doubt. Have faith and don't doubt. So it was like that going over and over and over. And so when I got in the studio, I recorded that and I had to find the perfect note or audio of me saying it. And I found the best one and I deleted all the others. And I didn't use all the others. I found the perfect one and I used it and I delayed it, which sounds like an echo. So you would hear the first note with the first have faith and don't doubt, and then it will be louder. And then you will hear the second, I delayed it at the perfect time, and then you will hear it coming a little bit lower, saying have faith and don't doubt. And then I just repeated that over for like 10 minutes. I might do an hour too. And I gotta finish the audio because it sounds good now, but I want it a little bit louder. So when I'm in my car, because I was listening to it driving and it was working today, but it needs to be a little bit louder so I don't have to turn it up so loud just to hear it. But once I get that fixed, that'll be good to go. And I call it it's a meditation. It's a form of meditating. They did it in the scriptures, it's in the Bible, but that I was listening to that last night because I was like, I wonder if I just play this while I sleep, what would happen? Because people be saying if you let stuff play out loud while you sleep, I think they say that the subconscious, your mind will remember it. And I'm like, okay, well, let me try that. I don't think I remember any of it while I was asleep, but every now and then I would wake up and I would hear it. And I remember one time I woke up and I was just focusing on what I was saying. Have faith and don't doubt. Have faith and don't doubt. And I was just focusing on the words that I was saying, and it started increasing me in spirit so much. I felt, let me put my charger in here. Hold on, wait a minute. My laptop is normally over there, so I got this setup. This is a whole new setup today. I guess I'll be doing recordings from over here now. Wasn't planning on doing this over here, but looked like a good spot. So anyway, what was I talking about? I was saying something. I forgot. I was talking about the have faith, don't doubt. I don't know. I know I was talking about something in that category. Oh, I was listening to it and I got really high in the spirit. What was after that? Oh yeah, and I felt a lot of energy going throughout my body, and it works. It works pretty good. It works pretty good. And I was thinking, um, I like to pray when I get that feeling because I had too high of spirit in me not to pray, but I went back to sleep. So I think I'm gonna try to start praying when I get that feeling about something. It's worth praying when you get that feeling. So meditation to me kind of links with that prayer, the praying power, because you do the same thing in the praying power prayer. You chant, you repeat. Chant is another way of saying repeat. You repeat the same things over and over and over. And in that meditation, I'm just repeating the same thing over and over and over, and it's giving me what I need. It's almost like what's similar to feeding you spiritually. Like when you read the scriptures, biblical spiritual texts, it makes you feel that feeling on the inside. It's not. I don't know. I don't know if it's better, at least the meditation part, because I think reading the scriptures for a while and you getting that feeling lasts longer, from my experience, at least for now. But they both give you a positive energy on the inside and or feeling, and get you increased in spirit. So I like either one before I go to sleep. Either one works for me. Like I feel good in the spirit right now. I'm gonna try to see if I can play this for y'all. I don't know. I gotta share the screen. That's why. That's what I gotta do. I want to do more of these recordings that I did, but this was just the first. Settings, present, share screen, system audio, window. I don't know how this is gonna come out though if I play. I got an idea. I'm gonna just play it and y'all let me know if y'all hear it. Is this it? Oh yeah, that is it. I guess I gotta go get it again. I can play it in the studio. Oh, since I got the mic on, can y'all hear that? Let me pause it. Can y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? I can't hear it because I have to have the headphones on. Did y'all hear that though? That was, if y'all heard it. I know what I'm gonna do to test it. I'm gonna test it out. Let's see how this sounds. YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna see. I don't hear nothing. Nope. I don't hear nothing. I don't want to do the system audio because the system audio. Let's see how that goes. Let me try this. I'm gonna share my screen. All right, I'm gonna share the system audio. Entire screen. Share everything.
And don't doubt. Have faith and don't doubt. Have faith and don't doubt. Have faith and don't
All right, I'm
doubt.
gonna see if
Have
y'all can hear
faith.
it now.
Have faith and don't doubt. 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 Have faith and don't
Nope.
doubt. Have faith
Nope.
and don't doubt. Have faith
I don't
and
hear
don't
nothing.
doubt. Have faith and don't doubt. Have
Nah.
faith and don't doubt. Have
What can
faith
I
and
do?
don't doubt.
I gotta
Have
get this.
faith and
I'm gonna
don't
have to
doubt.
just. I got it on my flash drive. Probably gonna have to put it on YouTube. I probably have to put it on YouTube, or something like that. But it's all good. It's just a recording of me saying, "Have faith and don't doubt." But it's a real good thing because I was listening to it and programming myself, and it was increasing me in spirit today. Just doing that, I want to record a prayer on it and just listen to the prayer. I don't know what the prayer is going to be about right now. I forgot, but it's something I want to pray about. But that's what I'm thinking to do next. And other stuff, I want to hear myself read. I want to hear myself pray. I need programs. That's what I need. I need to be increased in spirit a lot. So that's what I'm thinking. So I think we're good. I might just show scriptures about what Greg Braden shared in the video, but yeah, I can't get everything. So I don't even know if that matters. Or can I? Let's see. I'm gonna try to find it. New tab. Trying to share this too. Oh, I gotta remove that. Okay, stop stream. My laptop was just making a lot of noise and then it stopped. I just noticed that. New tab. So have a no, should I say prayer? Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Takes me to Matthew now. And Jesus answered and said to them, let me make sure y'all can see this. Yeah, okay. Just checking. And Jesus answered and said to them, truly I say to you, if you have faith and don't doubt, you will not only do what was done to the fig tree, but even if you say to this mountain, be taken up and cast into the sea, it will happen. And all things you ask in prayer, believing you will receive. Okay. Oh, we got Mark 11. Hmm. There it is. John. James? Wait, no, that's another one. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea blown. I don't want the whole context. That's what I want. I think it'll show me. I'm gonna just type in James. I thought it was John. Probably something in John too. James 1. What's chapter 1? I think. I do not like Bible Gateway. Was it 6? Okay, it says in 5, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God that give to all men liberally and upbraid not, and it shall be given. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that waver is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. That's something else. So that was the formula of praying also. Ask God, but with faith and not doubting. That's the formula. That's one. And I think Matthew that I just read was saying the same thing. Where was it? I just read it somewhere. Oh, it was here. Oh, so y'all didn't see the one I just pulled up in James because it went to another tab. That's just great. But anyway, I read it. So y'all at least heard it. Matthew. They got John. What? Oh, the Gospel of Thomas. Yes. Online. Okay. Verse 4. Oh, it don't have verses? Just sayings? Okay. Let me see if 46, 41. Okay, 41 says, Jesus said, whoever has something, no, that's not it. Try 46 or 48. No, that's not it. 48. Try 48. Yep, there it is. Okay, so this is what Greg Braden showed in the videos that I was watching. He brought up this 40, 48 and 106, but he went to 106 first. So let me go there. I think it was 106. 106, yeah. I think so. Jesus said, when you make, yeah. Okay. Jesus said, when you make the two into one, and he explained what these two is. The two is your thoughts and your beliefs. So he said, when you make the two into one, you'll become children of humanity. And if you say, mountain, go away, it'll go. And then he went up to 48, which is a cross reference. I ain't passed it yet. Here we go. And then it says, Jesus said, if two make peace with each other in a single house, yeah, some of y'all already know house, body, temple, but it says, if two make peace with each other in a single house, they'll say to the mountain, go away, and it will. So that's another piece of the puzzle. So those two connected, and it shows that they have to be on the same page. The mind, the heart, the thoughts, and beliefs. They have to be on the same page. They have to agree. And when they make peace, then you can say to the mountain, go away, and it will. So this goes along with the other scriptures too, because you have to have faith and don't doubt. You have to have you have to be single. You have to be focused. Or you have to have a single focused. That's probably better. I'm saying a better way of saying it. Is this James? Oh yeah, that's James. And it's probably other scriptures too about prayer, but that's just some of the stuff that he brought out. He showed extra. I wonder if I can find it. It was John. I wrote it. Did I write it down? Let me see. I got two notebooks right here. I don't know which one I used. I think I wrote it somewhere. I just don't know if it was this book or the other book. Probably the other book. But he went in John. Let me see if it's in here. I want to say John 20. How did it go? Anything you ask in my name. I got too many books in here. I don't even know which. Okay, I'm just gonna find it. Okay, hold on. See if I can find this. He said it was the Aramaic text, so we got John 22, 23, or 16. Let me see. John 16, 22. I don't know this. Just and in that day you should ask me. No, that's not the one. I find what chapter it was. Was it 20? No, that's not it. Let me just type in how the verse go. Whatever you hang on it. I can't see the keyboard because I'm looking at the screen. But anyway, whatever you ask. There it is in my name. Where is it? John 14. Is there another one? See, I think it's another place too. Cross references. John 16, 23. Give me that. I think that's that day. You will no longer ask me anything. Verily, I say to you, to the Father, you see my name. That's gotta be the one. Oh, 23 and 24, because I see. That's it. I had the right chapter. I just had the wrong verses. It was 23 and 24. Okay. Let me see if I can find it in Aramaic. John 2. Aramaic. Dang on it. See if we can get anything. Shoulda. Okay. And in that day, you will not ask me anything. Timeless truth, I speak to you. Everything that you shall ask my Father in my name, he shall give to you. Until now, you have not asked anything in my name. Ask and you will receive, that your joy may be perfect. Nah, it still don't have the missing part in this one anyway. But in the video, he showed the missing part in verse 23. And he was showing how that missing part shows how to ask for that specific prayer that he was talking about, the praying power. Maybe I'll try to find that one day. I don't know if I can find it while we're here. I've never tried to look until now, but what else did they give me? Wait, let me go back. Oh, they took me to a whole new tab. Nope, y'all couldn't even see that. Share this tab instead. Yeah, do that. Okay, now y'all can see this one. It took me here, and then I clicked on a link, this one, and then I read from this Aramaic Peshitta, but it didn't have it. It didn't have the missing piece. but I'm curious if I can find it. I never tried until today. Or maybe I can just go to this video and show you that specific part. Peshitta, New Aramaic, New Testament. Hitherto. I wonder if that got it. Let's see. Four. Hitherto, you have not asked anything. Nah, it's not in that one either. I gotta find where he got that. I don't know what Aramaic text he was looking at, but it had the missing verse. What a missing text. Only other thing I would like to do is just pray longer in power, and that's it. That's all I would like to do. Other than that, y'all pretty much know how to do it. I just didn't do it that long. But if you haven't seen Greg Braden's breakdown, it's in part 2. Yeah, it's in part 2. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. I've always recommended it. I just don't talk about it that much, but it is a deeper understanding of how to pray in power. And it does connect with meditation, and you can connect it with meditation, but it definitely works. I've already done it multiple times. It worked my first time I tried it. It still works today. And once you learn it, you pretty much will never forget it. Where's part 2? See if I can find this.
Compassion is this force. So the ancient instructions, how do we do this? The instructions are very precise. In the Buddhist traditions and what we're finding in Tibet, number 1, they're saying that to create the healing, to create the peace, to create the miracles, first, we must feel as if the miracles have already happened without judgment, without ego. And that's hard for the Western mind. So first we must do this, to feel as if our prayers have already been answered without judgment, without ego. Okay, now, we're going to switch gears. We're going to go to a different monastery. This is a monastery in Egypt, in the mountains of Egypt. By the way, I saw Italian mountains for the first time yesterday with beautiful new snow. Did you see them? Beautiful new snow yesterday? Very beautiful, very beautiful. Thank you, Savannah. This is the mountains of Egypt. Egypt, you don't think of mountains, you think of desert and ocean, sea. But this is in the mountains of Egypt. There is a very old monastery.
Okay. Edit audio avatar. We don't need to do that. Settings, audio, test. Okay, yeah, we're good. Test. All right. So I switched my audio so you can hear, because I figured that was what's going on. But I'm gonna try to find that picture in this video real quick. Let's see if I can find it. When did you show? Is that no? That's what you talking about?
Now. Then he closed his eyes and he held his hands in a prayer mudra like this. And he turned his back to me for about 20 seconds. In Australia. Now, I cannot say scientifically that those prayers made that rain happen. But I can say there's a high correlation of this experiment It will help us to know what kind of feeling in our heart. If you do that, it will draw your attention from your mind.
It must be in the first half then. I thought it was in the second half of the
Buongiorno! Buongiorno Milano! Language that describes our world and our universe.
It's in the lost books. Yeah, okay, we're getting close. Wait,
Look at this man. Look at this beautiful man. Before we return to the slides, I promised that I would answer some questions.
I think I just saw it.
Rumi has a beautiful prayer, a beautiful poem, to heal the bodies of others. I-A-N-T-E, I-S-H-T-A, Shanta Ishta, the single eye of the heart, the eye that sees. Feeling is the prayer. He's telling us right here. He's telling us in a Tibetan monastery, 17,000 feet above sea level in the Himalayan mountains, this man is telling us the secret that was lost in our Christian and Jewish traditions when the edits were taken in from the books. And they practice pieces of knowledge.
I can't.
And we come back to life.
I have to watch it.
A big afternoon to anchor them here. So what I'd like your response. Is that good? Question was something. This is a very good question.
Oh, he's answering.
And I'm going how they can their do they auction things that when you the United and it uses it because in ways that most men in the ancient past. So when our soul leaves our body at the time of, and we'll look at more questions after the break. Okay, if we do that, is that okay? Good. Okay. In the Dead Sea Scrolls, in the Nag Hammadi Library, in the Coptic texts. This is how we know this information was lost. Do you sort of works? So let me ask you a question. Do you sort of feel, do you kind of feel like you understand how this field works? That the field is holographic? It is entangled?
Okay, it's definitely
That it looks like filaments? You know, in the Dead Sea Scrolls, in the Nag Hammadi Library, in the Coptic texts. This is how we know this information was lost. There are many places in this program where the entire day could be one topic. And this is one of those places. Because we could do an entire workshop on the information that was lost. And we won't today. But I wanted you to see an example of the books that were taken out of our text. This is some of the examples of the books. How many have heard of the missing years of Jesus? Have you ever heard of the missing years of Jesus? See in the back? The 18 missing years? Why are they missing? Why are they missing? In these books, there is not only a book, the infancy of Jesus, there is the infancy of Jesus, book 1, the infancy of Jesus, book 2, that tells about his childhood. It tells about his learning of the power in his body to heal and to change his world. Why don't we see more women in the Bible? Ladies, have you wondered why there are not more women who have written in the Bible? Do you wonder that? We know that women lived a long time ago. Women were there. It's a promise, I guarantee. One of the reasons is because when the women would write, the male-dominated church would take those books out. There's a very powerful book that was written by a Gnostic woman. And even the title of the book is so powerful. Listen to the title. The title of the book is called Thunder, Perfect Mind. Thunder, Perfect Mind. Isn't that a powerful title? It was written by a Gnostic woman. And she asked the question. In her writings, she said, within me is a reflection of all possibilities. She said, I am the rich one, I am the poor one. She said, I am a virgin and I am a whore. She said, I am the son of your mother and the daughter of your father. And I am all possibilities that you can ever imagine. I represent everything that lives within you. Why do you fear me? Why do you stone me to death at your city gates? What a powerful text. And I can see when the church fathers went down the checklist to say, what books do we keep? What books do we toss? Thunder Perfect Mind. They said it's gone because it was such a powerful book. But these are some examples of the books that were completely edited. They were taken out. These are the books, these are the books that were condensed. They were left in the text, but they were condensed and edited tremendously. Just to give you some example, have you ever read the Bible and felt like it was incomplete? Have you ever read the book of Genesis? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. God breathed the breath of life into the nostrils of man, and man became a living being. We were created in one sentence in the Bible. Where's the rest of the information? How were we created? When you go to any other spiritual tradition, there is paragraph after paragraph, column after column, page after page, talking about the creation of your soul and your body and my body and how it happened and who is responsible. But in our Bible, we have one sentence and everything else is gone because it was edited. What was taken out? There's not only book 1, there is book 1 of Adam and Eve, book 2 of Adam and Eve that tell us the secrets of our origins, of our creation, of our heritage. So this is one of those places we could spend all day on this, and we will not, but I wanted you to see information was lost.
I'm over here eating, but I think this is how I found out about the lost books of the Bible. I'm thinking that's where I found it out.
When our texts were edited, information was lost from our tradition that was not lost from other traditions. And this is why it makes sense. This is why it makes sense to go to Tibet in the monasteries, to the mountains of Bolivia and Peru, Nepal, India, Italy, the desert Southwest, because there are records in those places that fill in the missing pieces, that complete the information. We found them in the Dead Sea Scrolls. In the Nag Hammadi Library, there are the Gnostic texts, the Coptic texts, the Essene texts. Many of you have studied work that I did 15 years ago on the Essenes. That's when this picture was taken. I look different now. A little. No? More hair. So we know that the information was lost because it's being recovered, and this is what's important. Okay, I was trained as a scientist. And as a scientist, I was trained to look in the world around me for my answers. And as a scientist, what I know is this. If we're going to find information in other cultures, that was lost in our culture, the best place to find that would be to go to some place that has been least disturbed by modern civilization. Tibet is a perfect place. It was in 1998 I had the opportunity for my first journey into Tibet. It is a land of tremendous extremes. Some places over 17,000 feet above sea level, where nothing grows. And other places in the valleys where it is very beautiful and everything grows. There's a diversity of people. Everyday people just living their lives. Nomadic people that share their stories. Look at this man. Look at this beautiful man. This man is a pilgrim. For 8 months, felt that he was not worthy. So he began as he circled amazing people in Tibet. Beautiful monks. I know you all have seen the monks. I wanted you to see some of the nuns. Look at these beautiful ladies. About 125 years old. Because Tibetans do not know the West. They have a powerful wisdom. They have pieces of knowledge that we once had and that we lost. And we come back from lunch, we will go into a monastery and we'll look at the library and we'll speak to the abbot and the monks in the monastery and ask them the questions of what they know that we've forgotten. Okay, we are not finished. We have a big afternoon. Before we return to the slides, I promised that I would answer some questions. So I will do my very best to answer the questions here. They're being translated into English so that I can look at them here. Some of the questions are similar to the universe by a 6-inch slab of plate glass, as he calls it. This is John Wheeler saying this. He says, now, however, there are many bad people in the world, that the weather patterns are changing and that very bad things can happen in our world. If our focus is what creates the world around us, and this is where our focus is, what kind of world are we creating? To these discoveries. Number one, it says that emotion changes the DNA in our bodies. You saw that, right? Emotion changed the DNA. The DNA changes the matter of the world. The DNA changes the photons, the stuff our world is made of. If you take out the middle section, what we're now saying is that emotion changes. Is that human DNA has a direct effect on our physical world. One. Number two, they showed that human emotion changes. It's called the Chandra, Chandra Observatory. Here's an example. If this is the whole universe, right here, the entire universe, and we cut it in half, and now we take this and we cut it in half again. Feeling and emotion. I'm going to introduce a word. The word is coherent emotion. Coherent emotion. We'll work with this after lunch. Then they say something is about to happen. Something is about to happen. And this is one application I'm sharing with you, the divine matrix knowledge. And it makes sense to go to the Himalayan mountains. This man is telling us the secret that was lost in our Christian and Jewish traditions when the edits were taken in from. Very ancient books. Some of these books are 1,700 years old. They are loose pages in between the cover. Look at these. Look at this. Do you see how the pages appear so honest about this feeling? Rumi says to us, look at word for word, the Essene Tibetan language. And this is the monk. We took that block of wood, we rolled ink, put a piece of paper, rolled the paper, and voila, brand new book, brand new image. So the information is not lost, even though the books are very old. The information lives on. So I asked the monk, I said, what is in these books? He said, everything. I said, what do you mean, everything? And he said, we have a record of every spiritual tradition in the center of your feel as if the miracles have already happened without judgment, without ego. Compassion is this force. So the ancient instructions, how do we do this? The instructions are very precise. In the Buddhist traditions and what we're finding in Tibet, number one, they're saying that to create the healing, to create the peace, to create the miracles, first, we must feel as if the miracles have already happened without judgment, without ego. And that's hard for the Western mind. So first we must do this, to feel as if our prayers have already been answered without judgment, without ego. Okay, now, we're going to switch gears. We're going to go to a different monastery. This is a monastery in Egypt, in the mountains of Egypt. By the way, I saw Italian mountains for the first time yesterday with beautiful new snow. Did you see them? Beautiful new snow yesterday? Very beautiful, very beautiful. Thank you, Savannah. This is the mountains of Egypt. And this is interesting because when you think of Egypt, you don't think of mountains. You think of desert and ocean, sea. But this is in the mountains of Egypt. There is a very old monastery. This monastery is at the very base, beautiful that Jesus, from the descriptions of people who lived with him and saw him. This may be one of the closest representations to Jesus that we actually have today. There are old, beautiful, illuminated manuscripts like this. Beautiful books, Coptic, Christian texts. Early Christian Bibles, only 100 or 200, 300 years after the time of Jesus. This is why I brought you to this monastery. I want to share with you one of these texts. One of the texts that was edited from our Christian Bible is in this monastery. And we saw it, and you'll see a picture of it here. How many have heard of the Lost Gospel of Thomas? The Lost Gospel of Thomas. Some of you have heard of that text. Very, very powerful text. The Lost Gospel of Thomas is powerful because it is believed to be the actual words of Jesus as he was teaching those around him how to use the power of human emotion in his life. I'm going to share two of these images with you. We said earlier, to unleash the force of the divine matrix in our lives, first, we have to understand how it works. And the science tells us how it works. Secondly, we must speak the language that the divine matrix recognizes, and science cannot tell us that. That comes from our past, from our culture, from our history, from those who have learned and used this language for thousands of years. So this is what we're doing right now. We're learning what did Jesus and what did the great masters say about this language. Because it's the same, whether you're talking Buddhist or Hindu or Christian, pre-Christian traditions, they're all telling us that there is a field of energy and that we have the language to use that field. This is an actual page out of the Gospel of Thomas. So we know that this ancient gospel actually existed. And you can see some of the letters. These are Greek letters. You can actually read some of, if you know Greek, you can see some of the Greek letters right here. In the Gospel of Thomas, two very important keys. This was written right around 300 years after the time of Jesus. In this gospel, okay, so here's what we're doing. We've been in the Buddhist monasteries in Tibet, and they're telling us that that feeling is the prayer, one. Two, that we must feel as if our prayers have already been answered. Okay, and now we're in an Egyptian monastery with the texts that used to be our tradition before they were edited, and we're going to look at the instructions that tell us how to do that. Okay if we do that? Is that good? Okay. Gospel of Thomas. If you have a copy of the Gospel of Thomas, this is verse 106, translated from the Nag Hammadi Library. And if you do not have a copy, it's in our books, and you can go to any library and pick this up. Verse 106. Look at what the Lost Gospel of Thomas says. It says, when you make the two, thought and emotion, one. So the Gospel of Thomas is talking about thought and emotion. It's saying when you make your thought and your emotion one, look at what happens. You will say to the mountain, mountain, move away, and the mountain will move away. It's saying that when you can marry your thought and your emotion into one single potent force, that is when you have the power to speak to the world. The tumor that disappeared in the woman this morning, that is an example. When those practitioners had the thought of the woman being healed and the feeling and the emotions were all one, the mountain moved, the tumor disappeared. Okay, so this is one place. Now, secondly, when you make the two one, what are they talking about? What are the two? Let's go back to our image. The two, thought and emotion. When the two become one in our hearts, we create the feelings in our bodies. When thought and emotion become one, and you'll see how to do that in just a minute. Let's go back to the Gospel of Thomas, another verse. Now this is verse 48. It says almost the same thing. This was so important that it was recorded at least 3 different times in the same gospel. Look at what this says. If the two make peace with each other in this one house, when Jesus is talking about the house or the temple, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? Precisely you. You are the house. You are the temple. If the two make peace with each other in this house, if thought and emotion become one, if they make peace with each other in this house, look what happens. They will say to the mountain, move away, and it will move away. He's telling us again, in a completely different verse, how powerful it is to marry thought and emotion. But they still haven't told us how. How do you do this? That's the next piece. In the early Christian Bible, your Bible today, there is a passage. How many have heard, ask and ye shall receive? Have you heard that before? Ask and ye shall receive. Have you heard that? I know people that ask and ask and ask and nothing happens. Because the asking is not done with the voice. The asking is not done, please, please bring this to my world. That's not asking. To ask, we must speak to the field, to the divine matrix in the language that the field recognizes. And a language that's meaningful. The field doesn't recognize our voice, it recognizes the power of our heart. Remember this morning, our heart, we have a feeling, creates electrical waves, magnetic waves. That's the language the field recognizes. So when you create the feeling in your heart as if your prayer is already answered, that creates the electrical and the magnetic waves that bring that answer to you. And you're going to see this in just a moment. Ask and ye shall receive. While we still have this passage in our text, in the Bible that you have today, the King James Version, John 16, 23, 24, what you have is the condensed version. You have the edited version. The edited version looks like this. This is the edited version. Whatsoever ye ask the Father in my name, he will give it to you. Hitherto have ye asked nothing in my name. Okay? Ask and ye shall receive, that your joy may be full. Okay, this is the edited version. This is so amazing to me because they took out the two sentences that tell us how to ask. In the 4th century, when the edits happened, they took those two sentences out. Would you like to see those two original sentences? Okay, we'll go back into the original Aramaic and we'll look at a new translation. This is the original Aramaic. It begins, it looks very similar. So this is the retranslated version with the missing pieces. All things that you ask straightly, directly from inside my name, you will be given. It says, so far you've not done this, because if we ask with our voice, we have not done this. Now here's the piece that was edited. Here is what was lost. Look at these two very powerful sentences. Ask without hidden motive and be surrounded by your answer. Be enveloped by what you desire, that your gladness be full. Look at what it's saying. It's not saying to speak a word. It's saying to be surrounded, to feel as if. If you are surrounded, you are feeling as if your answer has already happened. Be enveloped. If you want the perfect relationship in your life, if you want the healing in the body of your loved ones, feel the feeling of what it is like as if that has already happened. Be enveloped by what you desire, because that is when your thought and your emotion become one. You think the thought of the healing in your loved ones, and you feel the love of that thought. They become one, and that is the language that this field recognizes. Does that make sense? Are you okay with that? You're going to see an example of this, another example here in just a moment. Ask without hidden motive. What does that mean? Hidden motive. Ask without judgment. This is precisely what the Buddhists are telling us. Ask without the judgment of the right or judgment. Hidden. Other examples. Are you okay with that?
Okay, I got the part I want. Let me write down this information real quick, because he got some references on this slides that I didn't get before. It might help me track down this Aramaic manuscript or codex or whatever. Let me see. I gotta read what it say.
You're going to see an example of this, another example. So you can want ones, and you Because that is when your thought and your emotion
Oh, okay. I think it's gonna say the same thing. Did it say clots?
become one. You think that is when your
Yeah, clots. Clots. Prayers.
thought and your emotion become one. Because that is when your thought and your emotion become one. You think the thought of the healing in your loved ones, and you feel the love of that thought. They become one, and that is the language that this field recognizes. Does that make sense? Are you okay with that? You're going to see an example of this, another example here in just a moment. Ask without hidden motive. What does that mean? Hidden motive. Ask without judgment. This is precisely what the Buddhists are telling us. Ask without the judgment of the right or the wrong or the good or the bad. Ask without the ego. Ask from the heart. Is this meaningful to you? Is this helpful at all? Let me give you an example then. Because to be, if it says be surrounded, that means to feel as if. To feel as if. Now, if that sounds too religious, because it's from the Bible, we spoke this morning about Neville, the philosopher Neville, early in the 20th century. His book, The Power of Awareness. Look at what he says. It's the same thing. Neville says, you must make your future dream a present fact now by assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, to come from the place that it's already happened. Now, this is what those practitioners did with that cancerous tumor. I want to just elaborate on this a little bit.
Well, I did look up that information. I don't know if he revealed it in his book. It's a book by Neil Douglas, my bad. But I found his book. I might buy it, but I'm trying to find out if in his book he reveals which Aramaic text I can get this from. I'm gonna have to read more of it. Aramaic language of Jesus. Let me show it. I meant to show it too. So this is what his book looks like. Prayers of the Cosmos by Neil Douglas. Oh, that's his last name too? Klotz? I didn't know that. But I was trying to see if it was gonna tell me. Just made it full screen. Translated with commentary. Aramaic language, translating into English. Bible, New Testament, Gospels. Trying to see if it tells me right here. Nah, I don't see it right there. Well, at least I found the part I was talking about, though. I just gotta find out more info. I'll look into this another time, but I was gonna show y'all that. Let me we'll close out, I guess, maybe with listening to Greg Braden.
When those practitioners healed the woman with her tumor this morning, they did not judge the cancer as wrong or bad or right or good. There was no judgment. They accept that tumor as a possibility, one of many possibilities, because in the quantum world, all things are possible. So they didn't say, bad cancer, you must go away. Or we're going to operate on you, or we're going to use radiation on you. They didn't do that. They accepted the cancer as it was, without hidden motive, without judgment. And they said, now we're going to choose a new reality by feeling, assuming the feeling as if the woman is already healed. So what they did was they felt the feeling as if the woman was fully healed, fully enabled, fully capacitated, already happened. And the chant that they were using, wasa, wasa, loosely translates into the words, already done, already done. And then when they got excited, they said, mate, 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 means now, 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 not a year from now, not a month from now, not 5 minutes from now, now, in the quantum world now. And her body responded. It must. Physical reality must respond to the language that it understands. So in the Buddhist traditions, they are telling us the quality of the feeling. And in the Judeo-Christian traditions, they are giving us the instructions to be surrounded, to be enveloped, how to create that feeling. And when you put those all together, it's something that happens in our hearts, not in our minds. Feeling as if the prayer is already answered with no judgment and no ego, and feeling from the result. Feeling from the result as if it's already happened. Are there any martial artists here in the room? Karate experts? I studied martial arts when I was in my 20s and 30s, a little bit in my 40s and 50s. Have you seen martial artists when they demonstrate their focus by breaking a concrete block? Have you seen that? You've all seen that before, right? Okay, here's the secret. Here is the secret to breaking that block. When the martial artist is focused on that block, the very last thing that they are thinking is about their hand hitting the block. Because if they think about that, they know it will hurt. So they focus on what happens after their hand has passed through the block, as if it has already happened. They focus on a place below the block and feel the feeling as if their hand is already in that place. That is a metaphor, that is an equivalent for what we're doing with the power of emotion. Feeling as if the experience has already happened. When I left the corporations as an engineer, I moved into the high desert in the United States, a place called Nuevo Mexico, about 3,000 meters above sea level is where my home is. And there are indigenous people, native people in that area in the early 1990s. And it was during this time that this part of our country was experiencing the worst drought in over 100 years. No rain during this time. And a native friend of mine called me one day and he said, Greg, would you like to come with me to a place, a very special place where my ancestors have gone for many, many years to pray rain? So would you like to come with me to pray rain? Now, I like the language that he used because he said this place is special because the skin between the worlds is very thin in this place. I like that language. So I met my friend and we went to this place And it was a circle of stones, kind of like this, not this exact place, but very similar to this place. Now, I was not prepared for what I saw, because I believed I would see some dancing, some chanting, some singing, some Native American stuff. And that's not what happened at all. My friend sat down and took off his old shoes. With his naked feet, he stepped into the stone circle. He honored his past. He said the words, all of my ancestors, all of my ancestors, all of my ancestors are with me now. And then he closed his eyes and he held his hands in a prayer mudra like this. And he turned his back to me for about 20 seconds. And then he looked at me and he said, I'm hungry. Would you like to go get food? And I said, yes.
Okay, we can stop that. Did I pause? Oh yeah, I did. Well, I guess that's it. I'm gonna try to track this stuff down. I did find Greg Braden's book, and I found the other book, but so far I didn't see any information about what manuscript they was using from the Aramaic text to track that down to verify that it is some missing verses and all that. But maybe one day I'll find it. So anyway, that was me showing how to pray in power. Maybe I'll do a longer prayer in power one day. But excuse me, at least y'all know. I hope these videos benefit whoever watches them. Peace be to the saints. I'm glad I found out more about where that loss, well, where those missing text was, but I gotta verify it one day. Hopefully, most I will. All right, peace be to the saints. All right.